Welcome to Grammar 101 at Dexter Southfield. Today we are talking about the parts of a sentence. And I think we all know what a sentence is, but did you know that there are a lot of different parts of a sentence? So let's get right to it. First, here's a definition of a sentence. A sentence is a word group that contains a subject and a verb and that expresses a complete thought. So the key words here are subject, verb, and complete thought. And if you don't know what these three things are, hold that and we'll get to it soon. The opposite of a sentence is a sentence fragment. So a sentence fragment is a group of words that looks like a sentence but does not contain a subject and a verb, or it does not express a complete thought. So the opposite of what we just said. Now, let's get into what all these words mean. A subject is the main word or word group that tells who or what the sentence is about. And a verb is the main word or word group, and this can get a little confusing, we'll get to that soon, that tells something about the subject. It indicates action or a state of being, and these are two different things with two different types of verbs that we will eventually get to. Let's do some examples to make sure we understand this. Here are 5 examples. Number 1, the brown dog ran to the house on the left. I can tell you that the subject here is dog. And the verb here is ran. Try number 2. See if you can identify the subject and the verb. Hit pause. Okay, the subject here is the word teacher. And the verb doesn't sound very action-y, for lack of a better word, but it's is. You will eventually learn that ran and is are two different types of verbs. Ran is what's called an action verb, and is what's called a linking verb. Linking verbs describe state of being. More on that later. Take a close look at number 3, my favorite football team. This is a sentence fragment. It does not express a complete thought. Specifically, there is no verb here. My favorite football team. None of those words are verbs. And number 4, the purple seat in the front of the room. It certainly seems long enough to be a sentence, but again, there are no verbs in this sentence, so it is a sentence fragment. Words like in and of, those are called prepositions. They're not verbs, and we'll get through those later. And then finally, number 5, I jumped. That may seem too short to be a sentence, but believe it or not, it is. I is your subject and jumped is your verb, specifically an action verb. Now, to be totally honest with you, I didn't give you the full story of the word subject. In actuality, there are 2 different types of subject, and what we called subject just now actually has a better name. It's simple subject. Simple subject is the main word or word group that tells who or what the sentence is about. And that's what we were underlining, or circling, I should say, before. Complete subject is longer. It consists of all the words that tell who or whom the subject is about. The simple predicate is another term I didn't get to, but a simple predicate is the exact same as what we just called a verb. It's the main word or word group that tells something about the subject. It indicates action or a state of being. The complete predicate consists of the verb and all the words that describe the verb and complete its meaning. So again, all the words. So let's take a look at the same 5 examples we had before and see if we can figure out what the complete subject and the complete predicate are. The brown dog ran to the house on the left. The complete subject is the brown dog. It tells me everything I need to know about that subject. And in this case, the complete predicate is ran to the house on the left. So that's the complete subject and the complete predicate. Try to do number 2 right now. Hit pause. Okay, so the complete subject is the 7th grade math teacher. That tells me everything I need to know about that subject, the simple subject, which is teacher. And then the complete predicate is a very smart person. As we said, numbers 3 and 4 are not sentences, so it's hard to tell. You can't say they have a complete subject or a complete predicate because they don't exist. And then with number 5, I is still your simple subject and your complete subject, and jumped is still both the complete predicate and the simple predicate because the sentence is quite small. Take a few minutes right now to reflect upon what just happened. What was the hardest part of this lesson? And also, take a look back at number 3. What could you do to make number 3 a complete sentence?